So welcome to our very first VoiceThread lecture. I'm going to be talking through these slides, and as I talk through, I'd like you to take notes on your guided notes pages, which hopefully you already downloaded and printed out from Blackboard. You can write as much or as little on your guided notes as you like, but I do recommend that you do fill them in and fill them in before coming to class. So here we go. In this lecture, we're going to discuss what biology is, since that's what we're going to study this semester. We're also going to talk about a couple of different ways it can be studied or approached, and what we can learn from those different approaches. So first of all, we need to define what biology is. And of course, biology is the study of living things. Now in biology, we study things that range from the very, very tiny to the very, very large. On the left-hand side of the page, you can see some bacteria. And notice that the scale on that photograph is in micrometers. A micrometer is 1,000th of a millimeter, which is 1,000th of a meter. So a micrometer is 1/1,000,000th of a meter, a very, very tiny amount. These bacteria are far too small to see with the naked eye. Several hundred or maybe even a few thousand of these guys would fit in the width of a single human hair. That's how tiny they are. Now on the right-hand side of the page, we have the largest known single organism, General Sherman. General Sherman is a very famous tree. He is a giant sequoia, and he has a diameter of 7.7 meters, approximately 25 feet. And he is nearly 300 feet tall. So in biology, we study things from the very tiny to the very, very large. Having a good basic understanding of biological principles is actually extremely powerful. In biology, we study living things. This includes everything from the tiniest bacteria up to the largest known organisms. And it does include the human body as well. So medical science is a branch of biology. Biology also allows us to develop new products. Think about some of the products that have grown out of biology. Everything from probiotic yogurt that helps digestion, to medical devices such as artificial hearts and medications, and even ecological products such as biofuels. All of these came from a good understanding of biology. Finally, studying biology helps us understand how ecosystems work. Ecosystems such as the rainforest and the grasslands, the oceans, etc. And like it or not, we are very dependent as human beings on these ecosystems. So we need to understand how they work and how we can affect them. Now there are several different approaches to studying biology, and one of those approaches is something known as reductionism. In reductionism, we take a very large system and break it down into simpler units that are easier to study. So for instance, in this system we have a redwood forest. And a redwood forest consists of many trees, many different organisms all interacting. That's complicated. So maybe we can take a single tree, and maybe we even take just a leaf off of that tree. And we're going to study how that leaf works. We could even go inside the leaf and look at the leaf cells, individual cells, and see how those work and how they interact with their neighbors. And we could take that a step further. We could go inside that leaf cell and reduce it to its organelles, such as the chloroplast. And we could see how this individual organelle works and how it interacts with other organelles. We could go even further. We could go inside this chloroplast and we could look at the molecules that make it up. So we're reducing a very complicated system into its simplest parts. Now, reductionism is useful for studying individual factoids like that, but it's not as great at studying the system as a whole. So we have another approach for that.
Right. Right, let's get to that island then.
I can see an animal.
Where?
This is 3. I can see something flying low. I reckon it's like a coot or something. And 2 swans. Look up!
Oh, wow.